guys, I'm Laura Vitale. On this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I'm going to show you how I make my triple chocolate caramel brownies. That's right. Don't pass out yet. Eat one, then pass out. They are just out of this world decadent, but delicious. Super simple to make, of course. Let me take you over the ingredients so we can get started. You're going to need some cocoa powder, all-purpose plain flour, granulated sugar, white chocolate chips, walnuts, unsalted butter, very soft at room temperature, eggs, semi-sweet chocolate chips, some caramel sauce, either store-bought or homemade, instant espresso powder, and salt. Now, for the caramel sauce, you can either buy at the supermarket, like I did today, for a shortcut, or you can make your own. And of course, Laura in the Kitchen has you covered with a delicious caramel recipe. So if you want to make your own, go and check it out. Okay, first thing you want to do is get your oven preheated to 350. Second thing you want to do is take an 8x8 baking pan, spray it with nonstick spray, and lay it with parchment paper. And I always spray a little bit of nonstick spray at the bottom of that too, because I don't like anything to stick. Let's get to cooking. Now, in this bowl, I'm going to do this in my big electric mixer, but you can, of course, just do this in a regular bowl with a wooden spoon and a whisk. I'm going to cream together the butter and the sugar. That looks good. I'm going to add in my eggs. Of course, you're also going to need vanilla extract, but I somehow forgot to put it on my lineup. So a couple of teaspoons of vanilla. And let that kind of cream together for a couple minutes. While that's happening, I'm going to take my flour, cocoa powder, instant espresso, and my salt. My instant espresso stuck because the little bowl was a little bit wet. That's okay. Just stir this all together. And the instant espresso is completely optional. I just like to put it in here because I want this to be like super chocolatey, and the instant espresso powder really brings out the chocolate in any chocolate dish that you make. So just let this go for just a minute longer. Looks great. Now I'm going to add in my dry ingredients. I always do it turned off because otherwise I'm going to get covered in it. And I'm just going to mix this enough. I'm just going to mix this enough for my dry ingredient to be incorporated. But I don't want to overmix it, otherwise it's not going to be a fluffy little brownie. It's going to be super dense. Great. Now turning this off. Now very patiently, I'm going to take all of my chocolate batter off the beater. You don't want to leave anything behind. Move that out of the way. Whoa. Okay. Of course, I'm going to use my spatula to give everything a good mix from the bottom up, just to ensure that there's nothing left behind. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this batter, and I'm going to put it in this little bowl. About a cup of it, I would say. Go ahead and just set it aside, and I'll show you why in just a minute. Now you're going to take your remaining batter, and all you're going to do is spread this evenly in the bottom of your prepared pan. That looks good. Now what we're going to do is mix together our white chocolate chips and our walnuts. And I'm just going to scatter these all over the top. You can also use different kind of nuts if you want to. You can use walnuts, you can use pecans, you can use hazelnuts, you can use almonds, you can use whatever you want. So now what I'm going to do is going to drizzle over that some caramel sauce. I know, it just gets better and better. Look at that. Oh, how delightful. It's going to melt. It's going to get so fudgy and gooey and delicious. Yummy. Just like that. That looks great. Now remember the batter that we put on to the side. I'm just going to move that. What I'm going to do next with that is just mix some of the semi-sweet chocolate chips right in there. I know, it's getting better and better by the second. Mix it together briefly. Just want to kind of get them mixed in, but not really, it doesn't really matter. And now patiently, just spread this all over the top. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you just want to kind of make it as even as possible. That looks good. Don't worry if some of the caramel and the white chocolate chips peek through. That's perfectly fine. Now this is going to go into your preheated oven at 350 for about 30 minutes, and then you're going to let them cool for a couple of hours before you cut into them. my brownies baked for 30 minutes at 350, and then it's super important that you let them cool for a couple of hours before you cut them because you have the caramel in the center. If it's not cool, it's all gonna be a runny mess. So now I'm just gonna lift it out of my pan. And this is why I like to use parchment paper because it's so easy to remove them. And then just cut them into squares. And that's it. Look at that. You can see the center. You can see the caramel. You can see the white chocolate chips. Oh, making my mouth water and I haven't even eaten one yet. Just put these on the plate. You can sprinkle them with confectioner's sugar, and I would because I personally like that. But for now, just put them. I'm just going to cut into one so you can see. Like that. What a delight that is. It is fudgier than fudge. Go to www.laureandthekitchen.com to get this recipe. I hope you enjoy them as much as I do, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.